And if you can download this, a lot of times drawing straight lines are beautiful, and they are, right? The simplicity of straight lines. Look at that, right? A simple arch, a nice volume, okay? A structure above some falling water, similar to Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water, if you're familiar with that. Or making it, a little complicated, a cube that's rotated a little bit. That's why AutoCAD or CAD architecture is exciting. Hopefully you're here because you're excited about architecture. If you're not, okay, you better drop the course. uh I'm excited. I've been excited about architecture, throughout my life. So hopefully that's the reason why you're here. Okay. And then we'll draw some of this stuff. Now for CAD, you need to know how to draw lines, which we did last time with the drawing exercise that we did. Now we're looking at circles and arcs and tangency points. Okay. So here we're going to try to learn this as an exercise practice. Okay, we use exercise or radius and arcs for defining spaces, proximities, and distances. Okay, designing houses that are radial. Okay, so let's look at drawing something like this, which is the golden mean, right? So how do we do that? Well, we have here, I got a nice dimension that you can use. So if you can open AutoCAD, let's see how this is done. It's a good practice for drawing arcs. So arcs are drawn counterclockwise. The first thing that we'd like to do is to draw the rectangle. So this one here is 34 by 34. So kindly begin a new drawing. We're going to use imperial. So use imperial. And you know your imperial in the imperial template if you see this. Fractions of inches by a foot. Okay. So let's work with 1/4 is to 1. Select that. And let's draw a rectangle. REC is the shortcut key. And this is 34. You hit the tab key and then you type 34 again, enter. Now, 34 is really big. Notice that it was giving me 1.99 up to here. So 34 is really huge. So you say Z to access the zoom command, and then E to select the extents option. So Z space bar, E space bar to zoom to the extent. So always when you're drawing, sometimes your drawing will go outside. Okay, then you zoom in and out, similar to what we did last time. 34, yeah, 34? Yeah, 34 by 34. So rec to create a rectangle, but we were creating a square. Okay, and then we'll do 21 by 21. So again, rec. How did I get to the imperial? Down arrow, new, click new, and then click here, imperial. Okay. Okay, rec again, starting here. So notice that it snaps to the endpoint. So you should have object snap turned on. F3 is the shortcut key to turn it on or off. Now, only turn on endpoint. Midpoint is okay. Center, intersection, maybe not extension. This four. Okay. Endpoint, midpoint, center, intersection. Okay. Do not turn them all on. Okay. And then F3 to turn this on or off. Object snap. F3. Function key 3. Or click this button right here. Okay. So that I can snap to that endpoint. I can snap to the midpoint. Okay. So snap here. And again, we say 21 by 21 square. So you type 21, tab key, and then you say 21 again. 21 by 21. Okay. Next, we'll do the 13. Okay. So here we say rec again, rectangle. We start here, and then we say 13, tab 13, enter. Okay. Uh, so 34, 34, 21, 21, 13, 13. Okay. Next, we do the 8. Okay. So rectangle from here, 8, tab 8, enter. And then we do the 5. Okay. So rectangle from here, 5, tab 5. Okay. And then from here, we do 3. Okay. So rectangle and point 3, tab 3. From there, we do the 2, rectangle from here, 2, tab 2. Enter. Oops, sorry. 2. Okay. And then we do the 1. Rectangle 1, tab 1. Okay, those are the ratio for a golden mean. Now we're ready to do the arcs. Which screen? What's that? Oh, yeah. Okay. So 34, 21, 13, 8, 5, 3, 2, 1. You can download this under week 2. That's the first link, arcs. Okay, so go to week 2. What's that? Can I do the 5? Uh, this one is the 5, right? Oh, this one here? Yeah. So you say uh, rectangle, you pull it down, you say 5, tab 5. That's it. Same as all the squares that we did. Yep. Mm. It is? Ah. So you might need to look here or move here. Okay. And then we have to report that. Uh, I don't, I cannot fix that. It's a technology. Okay. They might need to move here. Yeah, it's on. It's a HDMI. It's a little use. Something more. Yeah. Try maybe moving here. Is it? But so it's this one. Yeah. Can you see from this distance that it was enough? Yeah, workable. I'll try to zoom more. Okay. Okay. And then we do the arc. Okay. It's the same easy steps. Okay. We'll do the arc. So again, just click on this. And then we'll start from the 1. Okay. We'll start from the 1. 3. Yeah. So 3, you just, are you having problem with the 3? Yeah, so 3 is somewhere here, right? 3, you start here. Okay, you start here, rectangle. 3 at the corner, pull the cursor, and then say 3, tab, and then 3. Enter. Yep. Yeah, so do this first. Yeah. Do the bigger and then do smaller. You have to go bigger and smaller. That's why I started with the 34, then the 21, and then starting here at the corner, 13, and then 8, and then 5, and then 3, 2, 1. You start with the biggest and you move around doing the smallest. Now we wait. Who is not yet done with the squares? Okay, good. Then we do the arcs. Okay, starting at the 1 at this intersection. Now, arc go counterclockwise. arcs go counterclockwise. So we should start from here to there, counterclockwise from here to there. Okay, so here we select arc, center, start, center, end. Right? We don't know the angle, so we cannot do the start center angle. I don't know the length. I don't know the angle. I don't know the direction. I know the radius. I can actually use this start end radius, right? Because I know this is 1, right? So that's radius of 1. But I'd rather just click points. So I'm using start center end. Angle, length, I don't know. Okay. So what's the best option? This one here. Start, center, end. That's how you select. Okay. Start, center, end. So start will be here because it goes counter. Sorry. So we're going to do the arc. So we select the arc command. Here, I don't do shortcut keys. I'd rather select the option that is best for my situation. And I know that start, center, end is the best because that's what I know. The start, the center, and the end. And arc goes counterclockwise. So start, center, counterclockwise is the other way. Start, center, what am I doing? Counterclockwise. So it's this way, right? So start, and then it asks for the, okay, it should ask for the end. Let me select that again. Start, center, end. Start, okay, center, there you go, end. Okay. So you do the same, hit enter. See, it's asking for the start point. So start point will be here, going counterclockwise. Start, center. No, it's asking for the second point. If you hit enter, it's asking for the second point. So you have to select center and then end. See, you need to communicate with AutoCAD. Again, if you hit just enter, it's asking for the start point. So start, and then it's asking for the second point. I need to say center. You don't, yeah, it's difficult. So you say the command is arc A is the shortcut key, and then read, specify the start point. Okay, so it goes counterclockwise, so that's the start point. And then select center or C. Center. So select this center here, and then the endpoint. Okay, and then you continue. Hit space bar, start point. This is the start point right here. Yeah, for the it's second point, you need to select center here. Oh, the center is, remember this is a square, so the center is right here. If that's the start point, the center will be here because this is a square. So this is the center, and that will be the end. This one here? Yeah, so start, center, end. Counterclockwise. So for number 2, okay, arc. Start point will be here. Okay, and then you select center. Because I'm not anymore selecting it from here, the default is it's asking for the second point. I don't know the second point, so I'll click center, which is this one here, and then the endpoint is right there. You don't have a search bar? You don't have this? Okay, type command line. Command line. Okay. Did it appear? Okay. This one here? Okay. So you say arc A space bar. What is it asking? What is it asking? Start point counterclockwise. So that's the start point. Okay. What is it asking now? Second point on of the arc. We do not know a second point. We know the center. So we select this center and then end. Okay. And then you do the continuation. Space bar, start. Okay. Select center, and then end. Okay. And then do it again, space bar, select the start, select center, and then end.
So the center is basically the focal radius point.
Yes. This for this arc. It will be this corner. Okay. And then start, and then select center, and then end. And finally, we do space bar, start, select center, and then end. Okay, so that's a nice activity practice building arcs. Okay, so communicate with AutoCAD. You issue the arc command. What is it asking for? It's asking for the start. Your arc goes counterclockwise, so you need to start from the endpoint going counterclockwise. But the next item it's asking is for the second point of the arc. We do not know the second point. So choose the option center because we know the center. And then it's asked for the endpoint. That's when you just click the endpoint. Do you want me to repeat that? Yeah? Okay, it's not difficult. Let's do that again. Let's delete this. Yeah, try it again. It's faster the second, third, fourth time around. Okay, so it's a nice exercise. Okay, so you can type A instead of going here. You can also type A and then just read what it is asking for. Okay, just read what it's asking for. It's asking for the start point. Okay, and then you look at the drawing. Drawing wants to go this way. This way. So that's the start point. Okay. Now it's asking for the second point. You can type C, enter for the center point. So instead of clicking center, type C, center, end. Hit spacebar, start, then type C, enter. So give the center and then the end. Okay. Hit spacebar to restart the arc command. That's the start point. Type C, enter. That's the center. That's the end point. Again, space bar. Click the start point. Type C for center, enter. Select the center and then the end point. Okay. Again, space bar to repeat the arc command. Start point. C, space bar. That's the center. That's the end point. Enter again. Start. C, enter. That's the center. That's the endpoint. Okay. Enter again. That's the start point. C for the center option. That's the center. That's the endpoint. And then finally, enter again or space bar. Start. C to select center. That's the center. That's the endpoint. Okay. Save this. File. Save as. Okay. Place it in your folder. This is CAD 1. This is arcs and circle. Make sure you write your name. And then arcs and circle. Okay? Write your name, arcs and circle. Okay, let's do the next one. This one, you need to provide the R. Okay, so we have a center. We'll provide a radius, R1. Okay, R1. Now, and then also have R3. So R1, R3. What's R3? R3 is this much, okay? And then this will be R2. So R1 is, let's just say R1 is, okay, so let's do, if this is 34, let's make a circle somewhere here, and then make an R1. Choose an R1. Let's say, I'm going to say 10. You don't have to say 10. It could be 12. It could be 11. Okay. I'm going to say 10 for R1. Okay. And then I'm going to put this here, somewhere here, and that will be my R2. So let's just say R2 is half, 5. Okay. So I'm going to make that 5. Circle, somewhere here, I'm going to say 5. Okay. It's up to you. I made it 10. Radius R1, 10. I made this 5. Let's see if it works. Okay. Next, this one, it says R2 plus R3. This one is R1 plus R3. So let's say our R3 is, if this is 10, let's make this 20. Okay? So 10 also. R3 is 10. So circle, I want to start at the center. So if you click or hover over the circle, it will find the center for you. Okay? If not, you need to turn on center under object snap. Okay? So let me do it again. So just so that everybody can follow. We're going to do the next drawing. Okay? So again, first, circle. I'm going to make this 10. Radius. R1 is 10. And then circle again, space bar. I'm going to place it somewhere here. This time, I'm going to make it 5. 5, enter. Okay? And then next, I'm going to make a circle. The center is the same as the first circle. So you need to snap to the center of the circle. Turn on center snap. Okay? And then we'll make this 20. Okay? So R3 is 10. So that's 20. Now, it actually likes it to go over for the tangency point. So let's make that 30. or 20, making it 30. So circle, make this about 30, what's that? 20, 25. Okay, let's make it 25. So 15 is R3. So 25, yeah, so it overlaps. So 10 radius for R1 is 10. This is 25. That means R3 is 15. If this is 5, we add R3. 5 plus 15 is 20. Okay? So circle from center, 5 plus 15, 20. There you go. Okay? So R3, I made it 15. That's R2. So that's 5 plus 15. That's why it's 20. Okay? The intersection is the center. Okay? The intersection is the center. Now, here you can type the value for the radius. That will be R3. So let's see. Circle from this intersection, and if we do 15, right, which is R3, it will form the tangency point. Okay? It will form the tangency point. Now, there's another way of doing it. Circle, tan, radius. Okay? So instead of this, okay, without using this center, you can say tangent, radius. Okay? So specify point of object for first tangent. So tangency point will be along this circle, first tangency point. Second tangency point will be along this circle, and then a radius of 15. See? It did the same thing. Which one? The last one? Yeah. So instead of circle, intersection, and then you say 15, that's how you can do it if you do drafting. But in CAD, because you have this option, tan, radius, you also have this option, tan. We'll do that later. So tan, radius, any point here. Don't go on the other side, okay? Place it close to where the circle will be created. So here, and then here, and then it asks for the radius, 15. There you go. Okay? Now, what if you want a circle that's tangent to this tree? These three arcs. So you can say circle, tangent, tangent. Okay? So tangent to this, tangent to that, tangent to this. Okay? So that circle is tangent to all three circles. Okay? So tangent, tangent. The rest are easy. Center radius, center diameter, 2 points, 2-point circle, 3-point circle, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Center radius, center diameter, of course, instead of the radius, you're giving the diameter. Okay? Okay, let's remove this. And then we can trim. TR, trim this, trim that, trim this, trim that. Okay? And we'll leave it at like that. Okay? We'll leave it like that. So we know that, well, let's trim this, trim that, and trim that. Okay? So we have this. Maybe, yeah, why not? Just remove all of this. Yeah. Yeah, we just want this, right? That's our shape. That's our shape, right? These are just guide lines. Yeah, let's trim those, and somehow we need to trim this. Clean it up. It doesn't work? No. Oh my. So circle, circle, tan, radius. Tangent, tangent, and then you type the radius, 15. Did it work? Yeah. Nice. And then you trim, trim. Okay. You need another tan here. So tan radius, tangent, tangent. You actually didn't have to do the bigger circle, right? And then trim, trim, trim. Okay? Okay. Next, let's do this. Okay? This one, I want you to solve. Okay? Solve this. That's your sort of problem. Okay? So solve this. Okay? So give one value. One value for R. Okay? That's R. This is R over 2. R over 2. That's R over 2. That's R. Okay? And then you can make one of this. Okay? Trim, trim, trim. You need one of this. Okay? Kindly do that. I'm going to stop here and answer questions before we move to our exercise for week 2, which I hope you did. If not, then we can go over that. That's the video I sent you last Thursday. Did everybody do it? Nope.
Almost done.
Almost done. Did it. Nice. Which one? Yeah, yin yang. Okay. Leave it there. Take a photo. Yin yang. Take a photo of it. Okay. Okay, I'll answer questions starting here, going around. And we start again. Ah. Just a second. Let me start over here.
What I think here for these circles, it radius is different slope, right? So I'm guessing.
Yeah, so better if you go
Right.
and
Which one is the main R? Yeah, but like one has to be like the two full R.
Right? Yeah.
Why don't you start with the outside? I'm asking, I don't know.
Yes.
So no, like, okay, this is not R, right? This,
Good.
and then this.
Question.
This is R. Okay, so this has to be like, let's say 10.
And three.
5.
So this is like this circle here.
And then this one can do the thing where he built one foot long of this, the tan radius, and then you put here, and you know what I mean?
You're catching.
I might be wrong, but let's.
That's okay. Question over here. I'm just recording now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
It's tiny though. They just put down.
Yeah, so we do have the center, right? So this one, let me show you maybe a technique. Okay. So since it's your first time, maybe you don't know what to do. Okay, so I have one radius. Okay, so we'll do the yin yang. What do I need to do? I know there should be one radius, and then that radius will be at the center right there. And then this one will be drawn at the center. So all I need to do is, okay, let's go to the next one. Circle. What radius do you like? 20? Okay, 20, 20. That's radius, okay? That is for the entire. Half. That's half. 20 is half. So, if that's the case, I can make a circle 2 points. Center 2 points. What's my first point? First point will be the center. Next point will be this one here. Easy. See?
Can you do that again, please?
Yeah. So 2 points. Circle 2 point. Okay. Center. And then the intersection right there. And then 2 points again. 2 points. Center right there. Okay. We're almost done. Well, it's up to you. Can be 25, can be 20. Okay. So, and then we have a small circle. What's the size of the small circle? Does it say? Yeah, R over 6. So 20 divided by 6. What's that? 20 divided by 6. Somebody? 3.33. Whoa, my. Okay. So circle, center, and then 3.33. There you go. Copy this one here from center to center. There you go. Almost done. Now you trim. What do I trim? I think I trim this part here. So trim this part. And then I trim the other part. Trim that part. Done. How did I? Okay. Center. Remember the object step? So circle, right? It goes to the center and then 3.333, enter. And then using the copy command, copy this from center to center. And then trim. Beautiful. Okay? So that's the power of 2 points, 3 points. If you know 3 points of a circle, you can use circle 3 points. If you know 2 points, you can use circle 2 points. If you know the tangent and radius, tan, radius. If you know the tangency, tan. Nice. Okay. The center one? Yeah, so circle. Well, yeah, circle from center, and then radius 3.33.
3.33.
Yeah, that's R divided by 6. And then you copy. Yeah. Uh, yeah. And, no,
Like, do we have more
or,
something
yeah.
else to do?
Circle. Yeah.
Because then he said, oh, let's look at that.
Center.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This one?
And then what's your main one? 20 as well? 29. So 29 divided by 6. That's your internal circle. Yes? You stop. So you say tangent, radius. Tangent, radius. Yeah, tangent to this one here. Yeah. And then tangent to but close to here. Don't select this one. Yeah, tangent there, then 15. There you go. Tangent. So same for the other side. And yeah,
And then we're just.
15 also.
Floor plan.
Yeah.
they're big.
Question.
Around-
We're good? Working.
So why is this on one go?
You all have, does it stay? To be fair, that you still-
Good exercise.
One thing I found is that they're trying to do the circle.
Yeah,
and they'll
I,
come up
that's
with
what I
five
do,
feet.
like, if you go into the
Insert
office
circle
or
inside that one.
documents.
You have to come out of the circle, go back in.
Yes, you have to touch the circumference.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
because
all have a file with
it doesn't recognize
It doesn't
Space.
recognize
I go like.
the space, the shape. Yeah.
Say that.
It's a vertex. These are vertices. Unlike Photoshop, which works with pixels, so it doesn't recognize really the
Yeah.
internal space.
This is like.
We color
it's gonna be this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Can we color it hatch? HA. Okay, hatch. Solid color. Select that. Hatch, HA. Okay. And then use a color that you like. Maybe black for one. Here. HA.
Get a pattern block here.
Yeah, there are patterns that you can use, but we have solid right here. Okay. And then one will be white. Sorry. So you have to end the command and then hatch again. So that will be a different hatch. This time we want it black. Okay. And then we also do the center, okay, circle. So end the hatch command and then hatch again. And then black will be here. Okay. Enter again. And then change this back to white. And then white over here. There you go. Enter. Okay, so that's a good practice. Save, Control S.
Sorry, how do we select the colors?
So hatch, HA, enter, select solid, and then right here, you can select the color. What's that? How did you sign in? So save and then open your email address, email the file to yourself. So you have a copy. So save in the desktop and then open your email, like your Gmail. You might not be able to open your Outlook because it's another account. Somebody left the account. That's not good. Okay, save. What's that? Pause. Okay, so again, for those who are not able to see, hatch, HA is the shortcut key. Select solid, change the color. Let's start with white. So this will be white, and that will be white. Okay, and then you need to end the command to change the color. So enter to end the command, enter again, and now change the color to black. Select that area and select that area. Okay. Enter to end the command. Okay. Control S to save. You're going to submit this together with the exercise that we're doing, the floor plan, exercise 1, where we're going to be doing arcs, okay, and lines. Okay, so just save this, and we'll do the next one. So if you open Slate, okay, go back to week 2. Okay, we have here door and window plan view. Open that. So this is a drawing for a door and a window. So let's do this. A door and a window. But this one is in metric. Okay, so let's close this. Make sure you know where you're saving it. File, save as. Okay, so this is in my CAD1 folder. Save. Okay, now we're going to do metric. Yep. Yep.
Sir, where are we submitting this?
This one will be submitted in our second so assessment, assignment. Yeah, here, exercise 2.
Can we do it now?
Yeah, you can.
Because this is done, right? We finished with the Virginia thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we'll have the floor plan and the door and window as well. All submitted here.
I thought multiple.
Yeah. Multiple files.
This was already our assignment.
Yeah, submit it there as well. It's just an exercise, but this is where you have this, did this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just gotta do the hatching.
Including this one, right? The end product will be this. That's why I taught you arcs, right? And then we'll do this.
For the hatching for this one, it's just basically shading it gray.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I haven't seen that video yet. I think that's the last one in the series.
Yes. Yes.
I had to drive here. I live in Orangeville, so it's a long drive.
That's okay. Okay, so before we do this, or if you've done this, good. But before that, you might have forgotten to you might have forgotten to do which one? Where did I put here? Okay, so for the main activity, you're going to be asked to draw windows and doors. That's what we're going to do first. Okay, window scale 1 to 10. Okay, so kindly start a new drawing. This time select metric. This time select metric. Okay, you know you're in the metric template if you see this. Okay, And it says here 1 to 10. Select 1 to 10. Scale 1 to 10. Okay.
You select the scale?
Down here, select 1 to 10. Okay. And then we'll start with a line command. Okay. How far is the line? How long is the line? That's 300 plus 50 metric. Yeah, this is metric now. So how do you choose metric? New metric. Okay. So this line is 350 plus 350, that's 700 plus 815. How much is that? 15, 15, 15. Is that correct? Okay. So line from here, 15, 15. Away. Enter. It's too far. We cannot see. What do I do? What do I do? Okay. So again, make a new drawing, make it metric. Okay. And then save this file, save as. Okay. Go to your folder. Okay. Folder. Where did I put it? Shit, under downloads. Nope. Folder. This PC. Okay. CAD 1. Okay. This will be your name. Your name, and then say door and window. Okay. Save it. Door and window floor plan. Okay. So this is for the window. We'll start with the window. This is 350 plus 350, 700 plus 800. That's 15, 15. Okay. So we draw a line from here, 15, 15 away, 1,515 away. Okay. Now, it's too long. So you say Z, enter, or space bar, E, space bar, to zoom to the extent. Okay. So that's how long our line is. Okay. And then we offset by 200. Offset by 200. So offset O, space bar, 200. And likewise, we offset by 100. Half. Okay? Half. And then from the end, we offset by 300 and then 50. Okay? So line, we make a line first and then offset that by 300. Okay? And then offset this middle line by 50. Okay? So offset the middle line by 50 to get the 100. Okay? So 50. And then let's clean it up a little bit. Trim. TR is the shortcut key. So trim this and trim that. Okay? So we get this. Okay? Next, we want to offset this by 50. Offset 50 from here to there, and then clean it up. Trim this, trim that, trim this. Okay? So we get that. Now, what you can do is you can mirror this. Mirror. MI, mirror this. Okay? Mirror from the midpoint to right there. Erase source object. No. Okay? Trim. Trim this. Trim that. Trim this. Trim that. And we're done. Okay? Mirror. Very important command. Yes, I can. Let's do that again. So I did the half. And then MI is the shortcut key for mirror. Okay? Select this. Enter. Midpoint will be our mirror line. Midpoint. But it has to be straight. Okay? Not at an angle. Has to be straight. And then no. Erase source object. No. Okay? And then I can trim this. Trim that.
What was the distance
Trim this. Trim that.
between these two? 50?
Yeah. Okay? So that's for our window. Okay? So the strategy was create one line, the size of which is the total of the distances. Right? 15, 15. And then I made an offset here of 200 and 100. So I get the middle line. And then I made an offset of 50 by 50. I get this, the width of the window. And then offset this, make a line here, offset that by 300. Okay. And then trim to clear. And then offset by 50, trim, and then mirror, and then trim. Yep. Doesn't give you the box. Yeah. So when you are doing a mirror or when you're selecting object, do not click and hold. Do not click and hold. Okay? What you want is to do is click, release, and then you get the box. Do not click and hold. We're used to clicking and holding. Dragging, click, drag. We're used to that. Click, release to get the box. Now, so what you're doing is you're trying to do both ends. That's why you might not need to mirror. I only did mirror because I did not do the other side. See, my strategy, let me undo this, right? My strategy was to do the left, leave the right, and then mirror. MI from the midpoint to there. Okay? And then only did I trim this. If you are doing both sides, then you do not have to mirror. It's valid, but it's not as fast. You want to do this as efficient as you can so that during the midterm exam, you're fast. You only have 30 seconds to do the midterm exam. You have to be fast. That? Yes? Okay. So the exam is 30 seconds to draw. I'm just kidding. But I'll give you 40 seconds. I'm feeling generous. Yeah? Here, enter. Yeah? Then do that is one. And then yeah. And then no. That's all, it's not a state, no. And then you create the expense. Yeah. That's okay. So you add to that submission. Yeah. This one and the yin yang. There will be one, yes, 3, 5. Yeah. Okay.
Or what's
I think I got the distance wrong as well. Is there a way to, but I cannot do my distance and drawing?
Yeah. So di distance from here to there is over the required, which was how much? 815. So we're over by so here 815 offset by 815 offset this, so only up to there, right? That
Was it? I don't know, was it?
was it?
Or 1515.
No, 1515 is the total.
Right.
1515. 815 is up from the mullion. From the mullion. So from the mullion is 815. So offset 815 from here. Right there. So this should be there. Right? So how do we do that? So say stretch SPR stretch this from here to there. There's a lot of commands that can be used, but don't worry, we'll get there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Now we do the door. Let's do the door. Okay, same. It's 1515, 350, 815, 50, 300. Okay. So we're going to do the door. We'll start with a line. 15, 15. There you go. Okay. We'll start with the total dimension. So we know how far we're going. And then 200 again. So we say 200 offset by 200 like so. Okay. 1515. 300 plus 50 plus 815 plus 50 plus 300. And then we do the middle. There's 100 here. Okay, so we say offset 50 to get the middle. Oh, sorry, not 50. 100. Offset 100. Okay. And then we say enter to end the offset command, enter to re-enter the last command, and we say 50. Offset 50, offset 50. Okay? And then we say offset 300. Okay? Again, similar. Offset 300. Sorry. Do a line first. Do a line. And then offset by 300. There you go. And then offset by 50. Offset 50. Like so. Okay. And then offset by 815. Maybe not. We'll just mirror again. Okay. So all I need to do is clean this up. Trim. 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 And trim. Okay. And I can trim this. I don't need this. Okay. I can trim that. In fact, I can trim. No, I don't want to trim that yet. I need the midpoint. So don't trim that yet. Okay. And then from here, I mirror this from midpoint. Okay. No. And now I can trim this. Okay. So I've done that. Okay. Pause to allow you to catch up. This is very similar to what we did here, right? It's about the same. In fact, I could have just copied this. What am I thinking? Right? I could have just copied that. It's the same. But it's a good exercise.
Switch when you're doing selecting from the blob to the rectangle.
From the
Can't press it.
from the blob. Which blob?
When you're doing selections,
Yeah?
when you're trying to scroll, do the rectangle to do selection.
Yeah. So let's say
The lasso tool.
mirror, you click but don't hold. So you're in the box option.
You click space or enter,
No. You just select,
or you just click and,
click, and then click again to select.
okay.
But if you say mirror and then you hold, click and drag, then you're using the lasso tool.
Yeah, so you gotta click release and
Release, yeah. Okay, next, we draw this panel 815 by 38. 815 by 38. So we say rectangle from this hinge, and then you go to the left upward, and then you say 38. Sorry, 38 is the width, tab, and 815 is the opening. There you go. Okay. And then you do the arc, A, space bar, specify start point. The start point should go counterclockwise. So this is our start point, or here, right? And then center, C, the hinge. Very important. That point where the hinge should be is the center, and that's our end point. Okay? That's our door. Yeah? Do the door again. Okay? So, rectangle. Okay? Start here. Go to the left and up. And you say 38. That's the width. Tab. 815. Enter. And then you do the arc, A, space bar, start point, counterclockwise, so it goes this way. Click here. C for center. The hinge, that is our center where the hinge is. And then endpoint. Okay? First of all, you might want to move it down. So move to way up here. Okay? Move like this. Down. And start. Yeah. And then hinge. Wait. Before you say hinge though, before you say hinge or sensor, you say arc, start point, and then you have to say center, and then define the center because it's asking for the second point. So you want the center and then the end point. Okay? Practice. Everything good? Yes? You've done this before?
It's hard.
Fine.
Hard. Where is the start point?
Okay, which brings us, okay, so save this, Control S. Kindly save this, Control S, which brings us to our main floor plan activity for today. So download this. Sorry. So download this in week 2, basic drawing exercise. Go to exercise 2 floor plan. If you have not done it yet, simple floor plan drawing, download that. So this is exercise 2. Open this and you have instructions here. You're given a 9 meter by 9 meter grid. 9 meter by 9 meter grid. To create a preliminary floor plan using 3 elements. The 3 elements are walls, doors, and windows. Each of these elements have a few guidelines that are to be followed and are listed at the right side of the grid. So there are instructions for each one. Okay? When creating the floor plan, please include the following. You are to create at least 3 rooms, at least 4 doors included, and at least 4 windows. Okay? Walls, exterior walls should be 300 mm thick. Interior walls need to be 125 thick. Exterior walls must be located with one edge touching the grid. So if this is the grid, one edge should touch the grid. Interior walls must be located at the center of the grid. Interior walls should be placed located at the center of the grid. Add a solid hatch to your wall after you have finished the door and the window. So this one, the color of the hatch is gray. Okay? Is gray. So, hatch, similar to the solid pattern we did for the yin yang, you hatch this. Okay? Now, tip. When you're hatching this, it will consider each area as a hatch area. So you might want to turn off the grid layer. How do you do that? You might want to freeze this grid layer. So currently it's here. You simply freeze it like so. Okay? Before you add the hatch pattern. Okay? Now, you place the wall under a wall, under the A wall layer. You place the window under the window layer. So before drawing, you need to place them in the proper layer. Okay? Window and then door. So door should be placed in the door layer. Okay? Now, windows minimum 100 mm away from adjacent wall. So if this is your window, it should be 100 mm away. The size, any length. Okay? So 150 at the center. That's for the windows. Okay? Create a PDF when you are submitting the file, doors should be 960 mm wide, 960 for the exterior door, minimum 100 mm away from adjacent wall, 100 mm away, centered on the wall, placed at the center of the wall. Okay, so this one is 50 and then 100. This is 38, but this one here should be what? If this is 960 and you have 50, 50 here, the opening is what? How much? If this is 960, no, 50, 50, that makes this 860. So this should be 860 by 38. Now, this one here, 760, and you have 50, 50. This makes it 660 opening. That means the panel should be 660 by 38. Okay? So that's what you need to do now. If you have done that, good. If not, kindly do that now. And submit in the same folder, exercise 2. Submit under assessment, assignment, exercise 2, floor plan. So there will be 3 files or 4 files here, the PDF and the 3 DWGs. Okay. Yeah, so there'll be 3 files submitted here. The 2 or 3. The door and window. This one here completed. Yes. And the arcs and circle. Yeah. Okay. So arcs and circle, door and window, and the completed version of this. And a PDF. So 4 files.
That one there, you want the door and windows on a separate layer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're doing the door, place it under the door layer. Okay.
Then
So
windows under
that
another
should
one.
be blue. If you're doing the window, place it under the window layer. That will be color white. And under window, and if you're doing walls, place it under the wall layer. And it's also white. Okay? What's that? Yeah, just change the layer. So if you already have a drawing of the window, let's say here, and it's not in the window layer, select and then change that to windows.
Even though it's always been.
Yes, do it again and resubmit. Open it and then change it to the proper layer. Just change it to the proper layer.
If we didn't submit it yet, you just want.
Uh, if you haven't submitted, just submit one. If you have submitted but the layers are not done, you didn't follow the instruction, just update and resubmit. Okay? All you need to do is change the layer. So select the window and then change it to the window layer, like so. Okay?
Maybe where's the PDF? I think my PDF showed it.
Yeah, window layer
This one. Yeah. Wait, go back. Maybe there's something with it, we try that. Either or something. No, I created a different, I still have spare lease.
Yes, all windows and doors.
Yeah, solid. Should I watch the video again that I watched? Maybe there's something. Oh, because we're looking at video.
Yes, that's the only one. Yes.
We're changing. Good. One of these situations is so good.
Yes, so how do you change? So you select, you click here, not including this wall, that's the wall, right? So you select here and do a crossing selection like that. But you don't want to select the grid, so hold down the shift key, deselect, and then change that to new windows. Like that.
For the doors. No, windows are blue.
I think I did.
Window.
It wasn't a solid.
Oh, okay.
You did blue on there.
But these two don't have.
You see in here? What he leaves is big blue.
Windows were white. Doors are blue, windows white. Right? Colors, doors are blue, windows are white. On the layers, the doors are blue, windows are white.
I just copied it.
I'll let you know. Actually, I'm gonna do that one without you watching for the car, but I have no.
So we submitted in the same place, top of another one.
Your is too long, it's too long. 8:15. One, actually, I let her do it. I think she might.
Why do I have this?
You were reaching for it.
No, because you're good at order.
That's the grade. I still haven't, you see that, it's still like that.
I was gonna put 12.
Yeah. No?
Why?
Go from the back, go from the back.
No.
Did you go 115? I mean, 15.
Yes, I did. Wait, measure the door, measure the door, is it the right length? You know what, it's 8:15, Yeah, so it's the door A15 key. That's what. Oh, no.
Was it?
Wait. This. Oh, God.
This one?
Yes. I think you got the door.
What was the?
It's a Renaissance. It's rectangle.
It's
38
by this.
Oh, this is
38 by.
A15. Same length.
A15.
Yeah, it's always gonna close. You gotta have a counter. What are you doing? You're just typing it here.
A15.
I had a question regarding the like when you go to AutoCAD,
Mhm.
you know how when you're typing something like line or that, I always when I'm at home, this is at home, I type it down here, but I don't get the little icon here. I'm actually
Yeah.
wondering where do I see that?
Yeah, you go to this 3 customization button.
Mhm.
Make sure input dynamic input is on. So where's dynamic input?
This dynamic input.
Here. Make sure that's on. Okay. So you'll see it here and click that.
All right, so then that would just give me that little option of the
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
You could just press.
Okay. So here's an example. Okay. Here's an example of the requirement. It says 3 rooms at least. So we have 1, 2, 3. In fact, that you can count that even as a room. 4 doors. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Exterior wall. And then windows. Windows. Okay. Now, but this one, the window is not in the proper layer. So what do you do? You click here. I'm not sharing.
No.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. So how do you change the layer? Okay. So this one, the window is in the window layer. How do you change that? You click here in mid-air, not clicking any object. That, and then go to from the right, go to the left. This is what we call the crossing option. Anything that crosses that window will be selected. See, even this one here. And then change that to the window layer. Okay? Same here. From the right going to the left. So select from the right, don't click anything, and then click here. If you want to remove something in the selection set, hold down the shift key and that will be removed. If you select again, that will be added. Okay, shift key. And then change this to the window layer. Okay. Now, doors, the same. Click here, don't click on anything. You should see the green box. Now, you don't want the grid line. Hold down the shift key, select that to deselect, and then change that to the where's the wall? No? Oh, I did. Okay. Sorry. So hold down the shift key, deselect, and this one is also part of the wall. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's part of the wall. Here we're good. I should actually only here. The hatching was removed. Undo. What did I do? How come the hatching was gone? Did I delete that? So let me just hatch. HA. Solid. Let's say white. Okay. Let's add that. Now, for this one, you select, okay, shift, deselect the grid, and then change this to the door layer. There you go. Okay. Again, yours blue is window. Blue window is blue.
No, you said doors are blue, windows are white.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you said doors.
But doors here is,
Door-
yeah, that's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind if it's blue or white,
Make
as
it-
long as it's in the door and window layer. If I click this, it should say door. I don't mind about the color. Okay? I don't mind the color.
Are these, I can't remember in my drawing if the hatch lines, the grid lines are showing up type thing. Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah,
I wanna
if they're
check
not
back.
if they're not showing, just say right click,
Yeah.
draw order, bring to front.
No, just I saw when you're selecting a door, the grid line was coming up with it.
Yeah, it
When I was
should.
doing my stuff before, I don't think it was the
Oh.
grid lines coming.
Okay, select, deselect. And then add that to the door layer.
How do you do the arcs again? I'm having a brain fart for the door arc,
Door arc?
and it's like this profile.
Yeah. So you say arc A, and then it says start point, counterclockwise. So I start here, right?
Mhm.
And then it says second point. I don't know the second point. I know the center. Center is the hinge.
Mhm.
And then end. See,
What about for this door? Because I've been trying it and just,
yeah,
it's
for
not-
this door, you say arc. It asks for the start point, counterclockwise. So this is the start point.
okay,
Okay. And then center, that's the center. And then that's the end point.
okay.
Okay. And they should belong to the door layer.
Or they, but I didn't color it because I didn't know.
Yeah, so do it and resubmit. Make the changes like what I'm doing now and resubmit.
I do version 2.
Yes. Yes.
Graham, mine not working for me. Trying to reverse.
Counterclockwise. Always. Don't delete. If you want to use it, it comes up. This you cannot say what's up with that? And then they the layer or cleaning it.
What do you mean? You had this plan. Yeah, but I tried made it work. It was insane.
Hey, I used to play the role playing with her, he got me open up. I built 1,000
Sorry.
Yeah, I
This.
That's the latest one. Yeah, the latest one is the one. Okay, PDF. How do you make it into a PDF?
Okay.
Okay, PDF. There's an instruction here. Creating a PDF. Okay. Once your floor plan is complete, click on ISO A1 layout. There. Follow this instruction. Once you are in the ISO layout, click on print. So go here. And then print. Print. Plot. Continue. Okay. It should print as a PDF. It's already set. Click on OK. Yeah, you have to have a license. I need to log in. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I need to log in Adobe PDF. So let's see if there are different options. Print, Control P. You can also say Control P. Continue. Adobe PDF. Okay. It's not asking me to log in. Your request cannot be completed. Adobe license has either expired or not been activated. Try launching Adobe Acrobat. Okay. Launch Adobe Acrobat first. Okay. Let's see.
Windows are white.
So search for Adobe Acrobat. Okay, open, search for Adobe Acrobat, and then log in. Ramiro dot Nolasco at sheridancollege.ca. Continue. Okay. Last score at sheridancollege.ca. Next. Password. Okay. Authenticator.
Sorry, do you mind me asking you about this?
Nope.
So I selected everything for the window,
Mm.
but I want to color it, but the window here says windows are white. What color should
Yeah,
I?
just click window. Okay, and then go to the uh layer command, LA layer, change the window color to what color?
What color do you want?
Blue is okay.
Doors are, what doors are, or everything blue?
Yeah, that's okay. Blue. You can change, you can put it in a different using different color. Okay. PDF. I've signed in PDF. Okay. Sign in using your Sheridan email address. Okay. To print, you need to sign in Adobe Acrobat. Go to the ISO layer and then Control P to print. Control P to print. Continue to upload a single sheet. Says here Adobe PDF. Everything should be okay. Click OK. And then save it to your folder. Okay. Save it to your folder. Documents. Let's see. You don't have a? Just a second. So let me just place it here. How about here? Here. Tab 2. That should be fine. Okay. And save. So you should have a PDF file. Okay. So you have a PDF file. Okay.
So the door is.
No, no. So you have to sign in PDF first. And then start signing in.
Where's the PDF? Alright, go on your pad. Go on your pad.
So you have to do them individually, right?
For the nature of the B2, because this is the second. The second. Yeah, now we're.
Yeah, sign in.
Put it in B2.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
you need to when you put your submission, so
He said, he said every time you do resubmit it, put it in B2.
Yeah.
Now, unfreeze your layer. Layer.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Now, week 3, for those who are done, okay, for those who are done, who's complete with assignment exercise for week 2? Okay. Have you started the week 3? Okay. So go to, for those who are done, instead of wasting your time, keep your advantage of being ahead. Go to week 3 layer properties. Okay. So week 3 layer properties is almost the same, similar. Go to our exercise 3 floor plan with parameters. Download the floor plan with parameters DWG file. Open it. It's about the same in terms of requirement. Here it says 4 rooms, 2 closets. Okay, there's an additional requirement. It's the same 9x9 grid, 6 doors, 6 windows. But then there are requirement for the windows. There are undesirable views that you can see here. You cannot place a window here because there are undesirable views there. Yep, I'm recording it. Yep, I'm recording now. Yes. Next week. Okay, so there are beautiful views. What does that mean? You place windows there. Undesirable views, you try to avoid. Arrows, that's where you want the entrances or the doors. Okay? But otherwise, all the requirements are about the same. Here, there is a maximum dimension for the window, doors. Okay? That's how you'll do it. At the center of the arrow, there's a maximum 2 square for the distance. And likewise, do place the window in the proper layer. So there's A walls, A doors, A windows. Okay? So use the proper layers. Yep. So do exercise 3, floor plan with parameters. Just a second.
So are you posting that one with the videos again or no?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That one is due next week.
Yes.
Here's another.
Okay, here's an. Don't copy this. This is an example of what you need to do. Doors, windows, closet. Okay? So here's an example of what you need to do. You're not placing windows where there's an undesirable view. You're placing window where there's a desirable view, beautiful view. You're adding a couple of closets. Okay? Take a photo of this, but do not copy it. Make it different. Okay? Make it definitely different. Do not copy this. Okay? Just use it as a guide. Use it as a guide. Okay? Doors, of course, it doesn't have to be exactly at the center. It could be a little bit off. Uh, Unlike what is written here. Okay? You don't have to place it exactly at the center. That's okay. Okay? So that's exercise 3. Okay? Step 1, step 2, and then step 3, step 4. So you do it here, right? Choose the grid option below. There are different grid options. Okay? So choose this, or that. There are different options. Okay? Placement of the door. So you either choose this, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Once you choose that, once you're done, then you move or copy. Okay? So, and then you copy and paste it here. So you do it here and you copy and paste it there. You want to copy and paste it here so that when you click ISO A1 layout, it will show nicely at the center of the layout. It's already pre-fixed or placed for you. So you need to, again, plot this to PDF. You need to submit the PDF file and the DWG file. So this is for next week. There, yeah, yep. Turn on the grid lines. Okay? Turn on the grid lines. Don't. Yes, because if you leave it here, it will not show. Only the grid line will show here. Because this is set for this part. Okay? So, choose one of the grid and then do the floor plan and then copy and paste it here. Okay? So kindly do that. Do it here. You still have 1 hour, right? Yeah, do it. 5. Yeah, we still have 1 hour. You thought you're about to leave. This is 3 hours. Okay? So do it so I can look at what you're doing. You can ask me question here rather than doing it at home. No, do it here. Okay, let me check attendance. Do we need to? Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, do the exercise 2.
All different?
The floor plan number 2 or the floor plan number 3. So you sign it, yes, and then you go back to both.
I know Philippines. So this week, let's just say this week. No, I thought it would like say something.
Or export. Yeah, or AutoCAD export.
Yeah, yo, this game.
Yeah. So, we don't say, file export. And here, yeah. Thank you. What does it say? For the exterior door. Okay, that's the advantage. That's fine. No, no. It's undesirable, right? Undesirable. How did you do the first one? Oh, you just did the same drawing?
No, I mean, look at it.
Do your own.
Yeah, but no, it's just like, it was so nice.
Ah, thank you. Wow. 100. Yeah. One. Use one.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But since I'm.
Yeah. So you go here, it will show you.
Start by just doing a square.
Yes.
We're gonna.
Okay, let me check the attendance. Week 3. Okay.
Square. Offset that square, 300.
Sarah, Muhammad, Abdallah, Ahmad, Almiwa. Fernando,
Here.
that's you. Nicolas, Shreya, not here. Emily, Marco, not here. Pablo Gabriel, Malak, Mika, Paulina, Annie, Sarlasht, Ganesh, David Martinez, Adal Rahman, not here. Artie, Dylan, Muhammad, not here. Giselle, Iraj, Paul, Samuel, Bansari, Nathan, Robin, not here. Sarai, Saad, Raiden, not here. Garima, not here. Stefan, where are you? Ano yun? Garima? Garima's not here. Lauren, Devinder, David, Wariner, Adriana, Amna, Hauran. You can also use export to PDF from AutoCAD. Yes, Nathan. Yeah, minimum. For the second one,
Yeah.
it's 4 rooms.
What is this? What is solid? What's a solid? Yeah, what is that? G.
Which one's that?
Exits have to be outside.
No, some are full.
So these have to be outside. Yeah.
Okay, solid. I don't know what my next step is. See, I got my 4. Okay, just do that part last. Okay, because it's going to see the one I'm making state. Right. So just don't hack into it for now. Yes.
So, and you don't have to window the variable. That's basically all the.
Oh, no, what is it?
Okay.
Oh, I saw it with a fly. Doors, interior doors, 960.
Yes, in a quarter.
Four rooms.
960.
Okay. Can we put the window in farm? Also, like here? This isn't enough for the amount of windows you want.
These 6 houses are 1,000.
You want how many?
Put that on.
He wants 6 windows.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of them is not gonna fit.
Well, even the bad ones on the floor.
I've got a copy, don't worry, I'm just like curious in a second.
Yeah, that's okay.
Trying to think of my like under 3 rooms, easy. I maybe do something easy too, but maybe I'll do the rooms like this.
Yeah. Well, it's better if you do it outside, but it's what I have to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. What? Yes. Mhm. So, it could be, moved and it should be 100 millimeter away from the wall. So you have one at this corner, but 100 millimeter away from this wall. So it'd be somewhere. So offset by 100 millimeter. No, this one here, 100 down, right? Yeah, so that's where the door starts. 100 millimeters away from this door. Yeah. And then it has exterior will be 960.
No, the things I saved on here. They're not showing up in the same document folder here.
Yeah, they're different.
Okay, so I have
Because
to
they-
remember to send these ones we did.
Send it to yourself. Yeah, email it to yourself.
Email to myself.
Yes.
You want them as a PDF, right?
And the DWG.
As both?
Yeah.
You want both submitted that way?
Yeah, yeah. So,
So we do 2 attachments.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so the requirements are submit the PDF.
You're not screenshotting.
And
Sure.
I'm not sharing. Yeah, submit the PDF. And likewise, kindly submit the DWG as well. Okay? Submit the DWG as well. Okay? Not just the PDF, the DWG, the drawing file. Submit both because I want to see if you're changing layers. Okay? If you're not placing the door in the door layer, the window in the window layer, I give deductions. So I need to know if you're doing that. If you place it in a PDF, I wouldn't know if you're changing layers. So we need to make sure you learn how to change layers.
For the door and window and the yin yang thing of that. You don't have like an assignment tab to go there, we just send it straight in, or?
Yeah, for the yin yang, the golden ratio, just add that to the exercise 2. That's week 2 activity. Okay? That's week 2 activity. The yin yang.
Oh, yeah, okay. So we'll have 4 files, we'll have the PDF. And the
Yeah, the door, the yin yang, the floor plan, the PDF. Yeah, floor plan. 4 files.
With this exercise, it just take it and see as a milestone.
Yes, yes. In fact, here it says same, right? 960, yeah, it's the same. Yeah, yeah. It's the same.